We're all familiar with Chromebooks, right? They're these little, cheap, inexpensive, small laptops that really have just enough horsepower to get you by on the connected world we live in today, right? They're not really anything super impressive, but some of them are better than others. Some of them, like this one from forever ago, not so much. And Chromebooks have seen a explosion in popularity, not only just over the past couple of years with the death thing that happened for a couple of years. In schools in general, even before that, I know my high school, when I went to school, ran entirely off of Chromebooks. Now, what if I told you that you don't need a Chromebook to run ChromeOS and have all the features that you would normally get? Today, we're going to talk about ChromeOS Flex and why the best Chromebook for 2022 might just be the one you already have. Let's get started. So ChromeOS Flex has been in developer beta type stages since at least February is when I started playing around with it. And it's ChromeOS, you know, it's largely a glorified Chrome browser, but we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. And over the months, I've seen it kind of progress, you know, get normal Chrome updates, some minor touches here and there. There is still one major thing that's missing from ChromeOS Flex that may turn you off of it, but again, we'll talk about that in a second. So how do you get this set up? You need a computer, and you need Chrome. And there's an extension in Chrome called the Chromebook Recovery Utility. So if you have just a regular Chromebook that's crapped to bed and you need to re-image the software, you're probably familiar with this. But if you scroll down to Google and ChromeOS Flex for the make and model, this is a universal installer. You can put this on damn near everything. You'll need at least an 8 GB drive. So in this demo that I have on screen here, it's a 64 gig, but it doesn't matter. At minimum 8, I'll have 16 gig USB 3.0 drives on Amazon, linked in the description for you to go grab one. But once that finishes running, this is a fully bootable installer to turn nearly any PC in your house into a Chromebook. Now, normally that sounds bad, right? You know, you don't want to take your brand new $6,000 gaming PC and turn it into a browser. But what about a 12-year-old, 13-year-old MacBook, or a 15-year-old desktop? Maybe you've got a computer that doesn't play nicely with Windows 10 or Windows 11, or even allow you at all to upgrade to the most modern versions of macOS, and you're like me, you're a little scared of Linux, you know, whatever. You just want something that's simple, clean, really, really, really easy to use. This right here is your ticket to that. So let's go over the experience. Well, it's a Chromebook. If you've ever used one before, you'll feel right at home. You'll know exactly where everything is and how everything works. The underpinnings of it are really no different from a Chromebook you can go grab at like your local Walmart or Target. It's Chrome OS. You got all your extensions in the web store. You got all the web games you want to play and everything. And the supported list is pretty extensive. Like they officially support devices like 10 plus years back. It's pretty good at picking up drivers for keyboards, mice, trackpads, speakers, proper display scaling and everything. This is a Vista computer. This is from 2007, 2008, and it's got full access to really all mainline Chrome updates. You know, it's running 104 point whatever it's on now. It's a Chromebook through and through. But I mentioned there's one thing missing, and that is Android support. There is no Android apps natively on this. Well, there's two things missing actually. As I mentioned, no Android support, so there's no Play Store natively, at least. I'm sure there's going to be tutorials on how to force it on here. But the second one, the lesser one, is there's no Linux distro support. I know on purebred Chromebooks you can install, I think it's like Debian, or at least like the Debian command line, and do stuff. It's not on here. The tab in settings is there for it, but at least on the 3 or 4 machines I've tried it on, it either stalls or says the install failed. Maybe that's something they're working on. Maybe that's like specifically something they intentionally left out to drive sales of Chromebooks. But I think for most people, for most people that just need to get online, or maybe you're like me and you have old computers lying around that either aren't supported natively on new software or just suck at running it. This is full native, up-to-date Chrome, and it gets online, it browses the web, plays videos, does everything that a normal Chromebook would do, and it does it it does it really well. So I'm gonna leave everything that you need linked below. I'll leave the Chromebook recovery utility, some flash drives, and a link to their supported devices list. It should theoretically work on most things as long as it has like an x86 or x64 CPU. I ran into some issues with some older laptops that have like an i6-86 processor or something. It just says it's not the correct kernel. And I think given enough time, given enough exposure, you know, give it some time to roll out, I think that this is going to save a lot of computers from landfills or just needlessly being recycled or whatever. Good on you, Google. Please maybe work on Android app support or Linux kernel. Like those are like really the only two things that are missing. Everything else is present and works. But good on you, Google. Keep it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you feel it deserves a like or even a subscription to the channel, I would really appreciate that. Every single one of you that subscribes means the world to me. Let me know, are you gonna do this on your computers or at least try it out in like a VM? Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video.